Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast and game. I believe this is game number 2, or it's not even the second game, but it's supposedly the second game between Liquid, HayPro, and Slush here in the Zelnaga Caverns. Slush spawning as the blue Zerg player on the south side of the map. Meanwhile, we have HayPro spawning on the north side of the map as the yellow Zerg. And I'm getting an inkling that I have casted this game before, or a game very much like it, as there has been a lot of Zerg mirror matches here in the Zelnaga Caverns and on Blistering Sands as well. So hopefully these games will not exactly be the same. Otherwise, I may accidentally re-record and upload a game twice. And yeah, that would be very, I guess more views and not too bad. And production-wise, you pretty much know what's going on. Overlords being trained, drones being produced. Not both players using the more North American and European style of builds, as opposed to the Korean styles, where I believe the North American and the European styles create an overlord at 9, while the Korean style creates an overlord at 10. And there is slight differences on the timing of the metabolic boost and things of that nature, and we'll see if that has any impact on the game really, as a drone now makes its way out from Slush into the base of Liquid HayPro. If HayPro does try to go for an early hatchery, that would be very, very detrimental to him. And if there is a spawning pool already, so Slush now getting that spawning pool here, and now in comes this drone. Drone now just going to be able to wander around, and it will be quite some time before this spawning pool is up and running. So it's not like it's going to be a quick spine crawler. I have seen that done in the past, where a player then just gets a very, very fast pool, and instead of going 6 pool, he just moves out with a scouting drone and is able to continue to just produce a decent number of harvesters. And then that one drone over there forces a lot of drones to come off the mineral line in order to fight it, in order to engage. I believe what those spine crawlers also have a decent amount of armor as well, making them very, very strong against units that have very low damages, such as drones, marines, zerglings, and zealots, as zealots have a double attack. Anyways, back over here, we now see a roach warren quickly coming into play. So it's Slush going in for a quick roach warren after getting the spawning pool, and that's a little bit of a big surprise to me, just because that means he is not going to be going for metabolic boost. And I know for a fact now, I have not casted this game as a drone now makes its way across the map. So how will Liquid HayPro really be able to respond to this is going to be the key question. It will be a lot of time before HayPro sees any of the returns and any of the results on his own roach warren. But now we see a roach warren coming in from HayPro. So HayPro going for a roach warren of his own, and that surprises me as well. And now both sides will be getting roaches, as opposed to going for speedling lings. Back over here, we now see what overlords being positioned all across the map. Production wise, we currently have 2 roaches now being trained, now 3 roaches being trained. As soon as that spawn larva activates, it should be about 7 roaches total that will be able to be masked up very, very easily, as long as he has an overlord. No, doesn't have an overlord right now, and is now currently supply locked. So that is a little bit of a misplay there, but he is going to get a whole bunch of roaches out in just a moment. Perhaps 4 more roaches the instant that overlord is done training, and then become supply locked again. So it should probably is he going to create zerglings instead? So now going for zerglings, and also zerglings and roaches. The roaches are not just simply guarding that front door. There are already spine crawlers now being rooted into place, and those spine crawlers are going to do a good job trying to defend against any of those roaches, as spine crawlers have a decent amount of range of 7, and also deal a lot of damage towards armored units, with an additional +5 damage against armored units. Queen still sitting over here. Queen still sitting on the front door here, as not much is really happening production wise. We finally see a hatchery now being placed down over here by Slush. So Slush now getting this hatchery should be able to get some, or transfer some drones over there in a minute, as we now see zerglings now making their way out. So the zerglings are going to get that metabolic boost. It will be a little bit later than normal, as we are now almost 6.5 minutes into this game already. The zerglings, however, if they're able to squeeze by these roaches, those roaches are not going to be able to fend off the sheer number of zerglings, as there are a lot of zerglings. Zerglings now coming down, perhaps to get some damage onto this one hatchery. Hatchery looks like it will get canceled. No, roaches now scampering over, trying to get some damage, able to spit some saliva on them, and perhaps be able to shoo away some of those Zerglings. Zerglings still just trying to test the waters, and now one Zergling finally taken down. A lot of damage has been dealt, but that was the first casualty coming in from both sides, really, as those roaches just playing a very, very dangerous game between trying to get damage onto those Zerglings and making sure that they don't venture too far away so that there's nothing guarding that ramp. Zerglings now having the benefit of creep, also move much more quickly on that creep as well. Perhaps more damage will be dealt, and now in comes some roaches as well. So HayPro getting some roaches of his own, maybe able to get some damage, and now those Zerglings are going to be able, no, not going to be able to surround, but the roaches are going to come in and now start spitting at those other roaches. One roach will get taken down. Yeah, one roach already down, but the hatchery will go down, needs to run away before those broodlings catch him. And now a whole bunch of broodlings are going to quickly fall down. Broodlings trying to give chase against those Zerglings. Zerglings, however, just in a very, very nice, strong position there. Doesn't really have to worry about any additional units, but Slush is seriously in trouble now, as HayPro does have a much stronger economy. You can see him sitting on 26 drones compared to 17, looking as though Slush stopped any of his drone production and now moving out with a large number of Zerglings. Zerglings, however, will not be able to really deal any serious damage at all, as the roaches and queens are now guarding that ramp. In comes some roaches. In comes some Zerglings. Zerglings now trying to surround here, getting a lot of damage across the board, now taking on some of those drones as well. But many of those Zerglings are still just getting picked apart slowly, and in come roaches now. So roaches coming in to reinforce, but the numbers are not in terms of Slush's roaches, and Slush says GG, so Root Slush says GG, and that was a really early GG, but I think the timing, he knew that if he didn't get enough damage across the board, he would not be able to get into it. But taking a look at the army sizes are still relatively even, and harvester count is even as well, so I'm not 100% sure why Slush GG this early. He could have fought back, he could have gotten back or gotten his team back into this game and into this best of 7 series, but we'll see what's happening. Anyways, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this 1v1 replay between HayPro and Slush here in the Xel'Naga Caverns.